Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
With more snow coming this weekend, many are wondering what it's going to look like in terms of flooding this spring.
Valley News Team's Rose Itzkevitz tells how we'll definitely see some flooding, but how much depends on upcoming weather.
It's just what many FMers want, more snow. And according to our snow team, this weekend snowfall will be a wet one.
It's going to be that sticky, snowball-y type snow, as opposed to a lot of that dry, fluffy snow we've seen over the winter.
So far, Hans says we're looking at a potential 6 to 8 inches. But Fargo Public Works Director Ben Dow says moisture matters when it comes to flooding. Right now, the Red River is at 14 plus feet.
30 feet is the mark where we hit major flood stage.
Dow says come this spring, we'll definitely hit that when snow melts. But by how much depends on upcoming weeks. Dow says there's a 95% chance of the Red River hitting 31 feet, where we'd see the typical flooding.
That level of flood, most people in town would not even know it's taking place, other than the inconvenience of the Elm Street closed and the 12th Avenue Bridge.
But speaking of those improvements, since there's also a 5% chance that water will hit 39 feet, Public Works says we're much more prepared than before.
You know, it wouldn't be like we were in 2009.
Back in 2009, Red River water levels hit a record 40 plus feet.
The 2009 flood, that flood was very difficult. Our citizens saved the city.
There's been a lot of improvements made throughout the city as far as dikes.
Fargo engineers tell me since 2009, the city's bought out 240 houses to make way for levees to control flooding. The city also put up these flood walls.
That was huge for the city of Fargo in protecting the downtown,
which will decrease the number of sandbags needed.
We made 6 million sandbags in 2009
to just a couple 100,000. But they won't start making those until the last 2 weeks of March. And one more thing.
Not only do we have this storm system, we've got another big storm system coming on Tuesday night.
In Fargo, Rose Itzkevitz, Valley News Live.
Public Works says it's still finishing up some projects, such as buying out more homes to make way for flood protection, adding the more that gets done, the less reliant we'll be on sandbags.
One Minnesota expert says it's time for homeowners to prepare for the big melt. Later on Valley News Live at 6, we're going to have some tips for you to prevent your home from flooding this spring.
Crews are busy hauling snow out of the metro area to better prepare for more snow that's headed our way. This is drone video from South Fargo, south of Davies High School, showing just how much is piling up. Robert, how's it looking for this evening?
This evening, it's going to be another quiet one, albeit on the chilly side. A quiet day as we head through the day on Friday as well. Right now, some single digits and some teens across the area with a 9-degree temperature here in Fargo, 8 in Jamestown, 5 up into the Grand Forks area. Those winds generally out of the south and southeast, 5 to 15 miles per hour, and they'll stay around those speeds and direction overnight tonight. Wind chills as cold as 3 below Fargo and Gwinner, 8 below Grand Forks, Langdon, and Devils Lake, 9 below in Hallock. Quite a bit of clouds out there. Underneath those clouds, maybe an isolated flake or two of snow, and a lot of us going to see flakes of snow over the weekend. A winter storm watch is in effect, and we will detail that winter storm watch and when to expect that snow, how much snow to expect in your area. We'll talk about all that coming up in just a little bit.
All right. Thanks, Robert.
A Mandan contractor accused of being paid to do work he didn't do has been arrested. Court documents say 36-year-old John Jory was paid more than $13,000 to side a house in Barnes County, work that he didn't do. He's charged with construction fraud and contracting without a license.
The Moorhead police officer who was charged with 1 felony count of aggravated assault last year is now set to go to trial. Court documents state 33-year-old Matthew Lambert hit a woman in the face with his elbow, causing a broken nose and a contusion to her right eye. The woman was arrested by Moorhead police on September 9th after they received calls of a woman with a handgun at Buffalo Wild Wings. Documents state Fargo police were later called to Sanford Hospital after Lambert said he tackled her and she hit her face on the bed. However, further investigation found that it was actually Lambert who hit the woman with his elbow when she was handcuffed. We talked with one of Lambert's attorneys who says there are no plans to enter a plea deal. Lambert is currently on unpaid administrative leave. His attorneys tell us he is anxious to get back to work. Lambert's trial is set to start on June 18th.
New information tonight on the man arrested for entering two homes early Tuesday morning. Court documents say 33-year-old Paul Justin Kalla is facing additional charges. Kalla is charged with 3 felony counts of criminal trespassing, 1 felony count of possession of drug paraphernalia, as well as 2 misdemeanor counts for possession of meth and refusing to halt. Fargo police arrested Kalla after he was found hiding in the basement of a home in the 1400 block of 11th Avenue South. The homeowner says she turned her basement light on and saw Kalla standing behind her furnace in the corner. Police say Kalla then ran to another home where he was eventually arrested. The situation started much earlier that morning when Kalla ran from a traffic stop. Now, police tell us when they searched the car, they found a plastic bag with drug residue, 2 short tubes, and a bag with over 2 grams of meth inside.
Many people living in the Roosevelt neighborhood in North Fargo woke up to find racist flyers on their windshields this morning. The posters read, quote, "All hate crimes are hoaxes," and show pictures of famous African-American actors and political figures, as well as a noose and a bottle of bleach. Most people told us the flyers are concerning, but they didn't want to make a big deal about it, saying the people behind the flyers were probably looking for a big reaction. The local Stormer Book Club is responsible for distributing those flyers overnight. The book club is popularly known as small groups of white men who follow a neo-Nazi website and its founder.
Just a couple of days since we reported on the heavy traffic near the Osgood Elementary School in South Fargo, and improvements have been made there. Traffic flow has been dramatically slowed at key times because of road work along 52nd Avenue South. A mother told us that she worried about a 2-way stop at 53rd Street South and 44th Avenue South. She said it caused difficulties for drivers and danger to children. Well, we found out that there's now a 4-way stop.
I am so happy I called you guys. I wasn't sure that it was going to help, but seeing it literally took less than 48 hours to see a change is so big. It's so big for the kids.
The mom tells us she also noticed the high snowbanks at the school crosswalk were cleared up, ensuring better safety for the kids crossing in that area. And if you need help uncovering an issue in your community, here's some advice. Call our whistleblower hotline. Call the phone number on your screen, 701-237-6576, and leave your tip. We'll do our best to get to the bottom of it.
A law to repeal North Dakota's blue laws was heard in a Senate committee this morning. Those who are for it say it should be up to business owners to choose when they want to operate and say it promotes fairness to repeal it. And those who are against it say it will drop church attendance, having a negative effect on the state.
Why does the state government not trust people to make responsible choices that are in their own best interests? Or better still, why does the government care at all about what North Dakotans do and how they spend their time?
Money, 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 but we can't serve both God and money. And when we do it to our own peril. So who is going to look after the morals of our society?
The committee is waiting to make a recommendation until a later date because not all members were present today.
February was more than a month for record snowfall. It was a month for an incredible amount of overtime among Fargo City workers who deal with snow removal. Public Works Director Ben Dow told Valley News Live, "Our boys are beat." He says they only had 1 day off during the month. During an average February, Dow says employees tally 7,800 hours of regularly scheduled work with a little more than 1,500 hours of overtime last year. Well, this February, they chalked up 7,851 hours of regular hours and a whopping 5,796 hours of OT. That's more than 4,200 hours of additional overtime.
We appreciate all their work.
Yes.